Once upon a time, there lived a curious girl named Ava in a small village nestled among the rolling hills. Ava loved flying her colorful kite on breezy days, dreaming it would touch the clouds someday. One stormy afternoon, as lightning danced across the sky, Ava's kite pulled fiercely against the wind, tugging her towards the unknown. Before she knew it, she was lifted off her feet and swept up towards the swirling clouds above. As Ava soared higher, the world below disappeared beneath a thick carpet of fluffy clouds. Suddenly, she beheld a marvelous sight, a floating island, shimmering with magic and sparkling rainbows. Upon landing softly on the island, Ava was greeted by creatures she had never imagined: fluffy cloud sheep, rainbow-winged birds, and stars that twinkled even in daylight. Amidst this splendor stood a majestic figure with a crown of lightning bolts, King Nimbus, ruler of the skies. "Welcome, dear child. You're the first visitor from below in a long time," King Nimbus said with a booming voice. Ava, still holding her kite, curtsied splendidly, her heart a flutter of excitement. "I'm Ava," she managed to say. "Thank you for welcoming me. How is this place hidden above the clouds?" King Nimbus chuckled, a sound like raindrops on a tin roof. "We are hidden from the eyes of those who do not believe," he explained, guiding her through a sky garden of blooming stardust flowers. "But you, with your dreams as wide as the sky, found your way to us even through a storm." Ava marveled at the cloud kingdom. She saw the cloud weavers creating new cottony shapes and the weather painters splattering sunsets across the horizon. As twilight approached, she reluctantly realized she should return home. "You may visit again whenever your kite finds the storm," King Nimbus assured her, handing her a small bottle of lightning to guide her way. Ava descended through the clouds, back to her village, where the storm had passed and a bright moon watched over. From that day on, every time a storm loomed overhead, Ava's heart raced, knowing a magical adventure waited just above, in the whimsical cloud kingdom. Once upon a time, in a mystical kingdom high up in the skies, there was a king named Nimbus. King Nimbus was known for his glorious reign, where the clouds shimmered with gleam and rainbows danced across the sky, lighting up their world with vibrant colors. But sadly, the kingdom was losing its shine, and the once bright colors seemed dull. King Nimbus addressed his court with a heavy heart. "The people below have stopped believing in magic. Without belief, our clouds fade, and the rainbows are losing their glow. We must find a way to bring magic back to their hearts." In this kingdom lived the kind cloud keeper, Suro, who loved tending to every fluffy cloud. Suro was gentle and wise, and he adored making the clouds giggle with light-hearted tales and rainbows burst with the most cheerful hues. Suro spoke up, his voice filled with concern. "O mighty king, what if we send our most beautiful rainbow and brightest clouds down to the village below? Surely their magnificence will remind the people of the wonders of magic." King Nimbus nodded thoughtfully. "That is indeed a brilliant idea, Suro. But we must also remind them of the joy of wonder and imagination. We need someone brave to venture down and spread the tales of our kingdom." "I'll do it," piped up a tiny voice from the corner of the room. It was Twinkle, the youngest cloud sprite in the kingdom, bursting with eagerness and curiosity. "Ah, Twinkle," King Nimbus chuckled fondly, "your twinkling spirit may be just what the world needs." Bidding farewell to his skybound friends, Twinkle floated down to the earth, carrying stories of magic and wonder. As she reached the land below, she whispered the tales into the ears of sleeping children, tickling their dreams with visions of glimmering rainbows and clouds that played like kittens. Slowly, smiles appeared on faces and laughter rang through the air. The villagers began to hum tunes of joy as they woke, inspired by the dreams Twinkle left in their hearts. Little by little, Belief blossomed once again in the kingdom, and slowly, the skies began to regain their glow. King Nimbus watched from above, his heart swelling with pride. Thanks to Twinkle and the power of storytelling, our realm shines once more. Ava was an ordinary girl with an extraordinary adventure. One day, she found herself on a mission to a faraway place among the clouds. She journeyed with a team of space explorers and discovered something magical, a pouch of sparkling cloud dust. The dust, they discovered, wasn't just any ordinary dust. It had a magical ability to reveal hidden wonders. Ava, being the curious girl she was, decided it was her mission to bring this magic back to Earth. Upon her return, Ava carefully opened her pouch and took a pinch of the cloud dust. She scattered it softly over the petals of a nearby daisy. Instantly, the flower transformed into a glowing lantern, casting a warm light that danced in the evening breeze. "Look," said Ava excitedly to her friends, as the flower shined like a tiny moon in the garden. Then Ava sprinted to a rain puddle, giggling with excitement. She sprinkled the dust over its surface. The puddle began to shimmer and sparkle like a mirror under the bright sunshine, revealing a reflection far more vibrant and crystal clear than before. The children gathered eagerly, watching their own appearances transformed into bright, magical silhouettes. Everywhere Ava went, she spread wonder and delight. People from the town came to see how trees glowed like beacons at night. Ava knew she had to be wise with her magic dust. It wasn't an endless supply, after all. She taught her friends to only reveal the wonders when most needed, to remind everyone of the beauty hidden in everyday life. Ava's magical mission taught her a valuable lesson. Sometimes, a little sprinkle of wonder is all it takes to see the world in a new light. Although the cloud dust did not last forever, the joy and imagination it sparked in others left a glow that would shine forever longer. In a quaint village nestled between towering mountains and deep, winding valleys, whispers of magic lingered in the air. But today, the village buzzed with worry as an ominous storm brewed above. Dark clouds gathered, crackling with energy, threatening to erase the last traces of magic that kept the villagers' dreams alive. Among the villagers was young Ava, a spirited girl with eyes full of wonder and a heart brimming with tales untold. Unlike others, who fretted and gathered inside their homes, Ava felt an undeniable pull towards the storm. Magic, she believed, was part and parcel of life, and losing it would mean losing hope. Determined, Ava set off towards the hill that stood solemnly near the heart of the village, for there was one thing she knew: stories had power. As she climbed, the wind tugged at her coat and whistled in her ears, as though the storm itself challenged her resolve. But Ava was unyielding. She reached the peak, breathless but full of purpose. She took a deep breath and shouted into the gale, weaving her voice into the tempest. Her stories flew like bright birds into the darkness, tales of brave knights, fierce dragons, and enchanted forests. With each story, Ava painted the sky with colors of hope, creating a tapestry of dreams that danced across the stormy clouds. Ava's words carried magic of their own, resonating with every heart in the village tucked below. People paused in mid-step, listening intently, their faces aglow with a spark of belief. It was as if a rainbow stretched across their hearts, chasing away the shadows. The storm began to falter. Thunder quietened to a low rumble, and the clouds softened, revealing slivers of sunlight piercing through. The people came out, marveling at the sudden turn of fortune. Ava descended from the hill, the stories echoing behind her like the softest of melodies. She had reignited the village's belief in magic, her tales stronger than any storm could ever be. And from that day forward, whenever dark clouds threatened, the villagers would gather at the hill, each ready with stories to share, knowing that hope and magic thrived most when shared amongst kindred souls. In the faraway skies, where the clouds danced freely and the sun painted the horizon with brilliant hues, there lay the Cloud Kingdom. It was a marvelous place where every cloud was as fluffy as a lamb and raindrops sparkled like diamonds. Queen Cumulus and King Nimbus ruled this magical kingdom. They were beloved by all the cloud citizens, ensuring the sky was always filled with laughter, joy, and new adventures. Ava shared many stories of the world below, stories filled with mysterious forests, bustling cities, and magical oceans. As time went by, the kingdom flourished like never before. Ava's tales brought fresh inspiration to Cloud Kingdom's residents, fueling their imaginations and weaving magic into every rainstorm and rainbow. When it was time for Ava to return to the world below, King Nimbus decided to gift her something extraordinary. From the finest, most golden corner of the kingdom, he plucked a single shimmering feather. Ava, he said warmly, this golden feather is a piece of our sky. Hold it tight, and you shall soar back to visit us whenever your heart desires. Ava's eyes sparkled like stars as she accepted the feather. Thank you, King Nimbus, she beamed. I promise to return and share even more enchanting tales. Each time she alighted on her earthly step, she brought a sprinkle of otherworldly wonder to those she met, ensuring the magic of the Cloud Kingdom lived on, echoing in the laughter of children and weaving through the stories told under the starlit sky.